146.8 pounds for the Pac-Man, 146.8 for Manny Pacquiao.
That's our job. That's our job, to entertain the crowd, to give you a good.
Mayweather weighs in 72 points, 9 kilos, 72, 900, 160.38 pounds.
Well, I've been here so many times before, and just the atmosphere, the people, it's a great turnout, and I truly believe it's going to be
Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao had a rough first fight, which made things very tense before their return.
From Manny. Now, Manny has a lot of experience, you know, at the highest level and competing at the highest level. And that makes this that much more interesting. But like I said before, there's no blueprint on how to beat Floyd Mayweather. And he can tell you that himself. You're gonna have to take the whole room together. You're gonna have to put the whole world in the ring to beat me. I'm the best. Don't let them trick you into getting your ass whooped again.
He's older than me.
Oh, okay.
I'm still young, so and I'm always active with this sport. So what I have done and accomplished in boxing, I think it's one of a kind, because to get a 8 different weight division is not that easy.
Manny seemed totally ready for another important situation. He was calm, focused, and ready.
I'm back because of boxing is my passion. I miss boxing, and I'm so thankful to God, because until now He gave me the strength, keep me safe, and give me good health. That's why Manny Pacquiao is still here, and I'm back.
Woo! The last man who said I'm back was Michael Jordan. He came back and he won 3 titles. Are you channeling some of that?
Well, this comeback is dedicated to the Lord my God that I'm serving. I'm excited to the fight. I'm really hungry to win again the fight and give the fans a good fight. And I know, and I know the fans, they're waiting for a good.
People already thought that this fight might not happen, but the boxing scene proved it by showing on X that Mayweather has agreed to a real match. Tuesday, Manny Pacquiao told Boxing Scene that Floyd Mayweather Jr. has officially agreed that their rematch on September 19th will be a professional fight. Insider Lance Pugm also says that the fight is now official and will be a real fight, not just a showcase. Floyd has finally agreed to the terms and stepped forward to seal the deal.
Pacquiao says the fight is on, right? So we've been discussing this every day for the past couple weeks, because I think Mayweather is a brilliant marketer and has been able to get us to do that. And he's saying, you know, this is going to be an exhibition, that it's not going to be at the Sphere. Meanwhile, apparently he was already signed contracts that already had some upfront money, and Pacquiao's response was always, well, you have a deal. You can't get out of this. This is a real fight. There's no reason to have an exhibition, which I think a lot of insiders would agree. But now we understand yesterday there was a deadline given by Team Pacquiao and Pacquiao Promotions, but we have a fight, right, Lance?
Correct. Manny Pacquiao reached out to me yesterday. We talked on WhatsApp, actually, and he said the fight is on. Floyd has come to the table. Everything's fine. We're good to go. I know Floyd has come out with a statement today saying not everything's done. And I'm not gonna look. I used to work for them, so I'm not gonna call Fight Hype Floyd's mouth.
Manny says Floyd can't get away from him anymore. He wants the rematch to be held properly and tells Floyd he wants to teach him a lesson about fighting.
He had no way to get out of that. He has to fight. Yes,
Is it going to be an exhibition or is it going to be a sanctioned match?
No, sanctioned match.
Awesome. Manny, are you happy that you're going to get the second opportunity? It seems like you guys are going to actually get in there again. Are you very excited to redeem yourself?
Yeah.
I know you spoke a lot about you were injured in the first fight and all, but what would this win mean for you in particular? Personally, you've accomplished so much, 8th division world champion and all. But what would a win over Floyd mean to you?
Oh, this is very important. I want to give him
One.
Is it a bragging rights thing for you, Manny? Like you can prove you're better than him? Nah? You can prove you're better than him? Is that what this is? It's about still showing you're better than him?
Teach him a lesson. I don't know. I think so.
Okay.
Hey, how do you like the new gym? You own now the Mayweather gym. Now it's the Pacquiao gym. Oh, I like it. I'm excited.
I heard the Mayweather promotion CEO say that if you guys have a successful rematch, there could be a third one. Manny, are you open to a trilogy?
What is that?
With Floyd, are you open to a trilogy? If they demand it.
We'll finish first.
Manny Pacquiao is back to training with Coach Freddie Roach, which shows that he is serious about getting ready for the fight. Pacquiao said he would start training again at Roach's gym, putting all of his attention on getting ready for the upcoming fight, improving his fitness, and getting back to his best.
So soon I'm going to start training for Mayweather fight. Yes.
Robert Garcia says Floyd is not working tough enough. The same time, Manny is totally dedicated. To stay in top shape, he runs in the mountains, trains hard, and pushes himself through tough workouts.
I bet you Mayweather, people think, oh, Mayweather's out of shape, he's not training. I'll bet you different. Behind curtains, that was doing workout. That is not. That's just to be in shape, to be able to box for 12 rounds. Mayweather's not killing himself in sparring. He's not killing his legs and running. But I bet you he's doing workouts that are not going to kill his legs and are not going to fuck him up when it comes to sparring. But I bet you he's in shape for the fight. And I bet you he's going to win by decision.
You think Mayweather decision? Manny's motivated.
Manny's burning himself out. Too much runs like a fucking true champion does. But he's 48.
Mayweather's older, Robert.
Yes, but he's not doing the same workouts that Manny's doing. Manny's showing it to the world. Manny's running in front of 50.
But he looks good when you watch.
He's running hard and he's gonna. His body can't take that much. His body can't take that much. Mayweather knows his body can't take that much. That's why he's doing different trainings to be in shape, but to be able to perform and to be fast and to win a decision.
Manny Pacquiao practiced with Josie Ramirez during camp, and Ramirez says that Manny stays sharp and dangerous in the gym. He says Pacquiao would often knock out his sparring friends during training, which shows that his strength hasn't changed with age. Ramirez says that Manny has a strict routine and runs every day to stay in great shape and build up his stamina.
Kept I had with them, I was his mate. I mean, I was going, 8-round sparring sessions, dude. What does Jose Ramirez learn from Manny Pacquiao when you're in camp with him 3 times? What did you pick up from him?
Honestly, his work ethic, and then
the best work ethic.
The best work ethic.
Days off, no like this.
Every morning we used to get together and run. Even on sparring days, he runs.
With 20, 30, 50 people? Even
yeah, man, he has he has a lot of support out there. In the
That's
Philippines.
amazing. It's like a movie. It's like Rocky.
We would go to the mall, and just because people knew we were his sparring partners, they wanted a picture with us. So
he's the man.
We had a lot of fans.
He's so humble, though. He doesn't know he's Manny Pacquiao. Very down to earth.
There was always like a crowd of 25 to 40 people outside the gym. from
And he's
ladies
nice
to
to
kids,
everybody.
just
He
waiting
gives
for
them
him.
money and-
He just give them all money before he walked in.
Yeah, he's very
You know?
generous.
And
He's very humble. He doesn't let the fame change. Like you never let the fame change you or nothing. You're the same person I met when you were a kid. But what did you learn boxing-wise besides work ethic? Is there any punch you learned? Is there any defensive move?
Pacquiao's practice sessions continue to show how hard he works and how skilled he is. Ramirez talked about how serious Manny was in every round, treating practice like a real fight. His striking power is still very strong, and as training gets tougher, sparring partners often can't finish lessons. Pacquiao's steadiness shows that he is still performing at a world-class level, with speed, timing, and power that even younger fighters are afraid of. The fact that he stays sharp in the gym shows not only how dedicated he is, but also how well he can perform in the long run. For outsiders, Pacquiao's training shows that he still has the title mindset and that getting older hasn't changed his competitive edge or fighting spirit.
No, Pacquiao always. What made Pacquiao very dangerous is that he was very explosive. So there was punches that he just throw, he just throw, and all of a sudden, boom, boom.
Yeah, you don't see him coming.
It was that unexpected power. But it was put together by a combination of punches too. So
his feet set it up.
He had a heavy hand, so he used to snap his punches really good and pinpoint his shots really good. So he used to go to the top, body back to the top, and the second one was just boom, one punch.
What's the craziest thing we've seen him do in the gym, that sparring partner? Not you.
Oh, brother, I was lucky not to get hit by one of those left hands, but he dropped.
Everybody.
Every camp, he would drop one fighter, one sparring partner.
And that's
like
it.
Clean.
And they don't come back next camp.
Well, he dropped a couple in the Philippines, so they stayed.
The continued uncertainty regarding the Floyd Mayweather-Manny Pacquiao rematch was looked at by Paulie Mullen-Agery and Lance Pugmire. They focused on how talks and public statements have led to misunderstandings. As Pug points out, Floyd never publicly confirmed anything after rumors of an exhibition fight. Pacquiao said that the fight had to be a real business event, or it would not happen at all. The talk is mostly about Pacquiao speaking out more to move the story along and even share new information. Floyd stayed quiet, as he always does.
Pacquiao made announcements. No, they're not going to be
today. I have come all this way to talk to him. Is he going to talk to me? I don't know. And then finally, at the last minute, hey, what do you need? So
MA thinks this situation is similar to how Mayweather used to act, when even reporters like Pugmire weren't sure when they tried to get direct proof from him. Floyd's unusual way of talking to people often leaves them guessing until the very end. Alge Jerry says that Mayweather is very competitive in negotiations and rarely meets opponents halfway. He would rather be in charge of everything, making sure he wins not only in the ring, but also in arguments, business deals, and people's minds. This point of view shows why it's taken so long to understand the fight. The panel says that the conflict was always going to happen, even though it wasn't clear what would happen. They believe Floyd will make it public in his own unique way once he is sure he is ready. Until then, they say to be patient, because Mayweather usually takes a long time to do things. Manny Pacquiao questions Floyd Mayweather's claim that he is a GOAT, saying that not having lost a fight does not always mean you are great. He says that many fighters have quit without losing a fight, so this claim is not unique or unmatched in history. But Pacquiao likes to talk about himself. He says he is the only fighter to have won world titles in 8 different weight classes and in for different decades, the 1990s, 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s. He says that these accomplishments speak for themselves, so he doesn't need to praise himself. Even so, Manny stays humble and says he would rather let the fans decide his legacy than say it himself in a possible rematch. It's clear that he doesn't want to be in a show. If the fight does happen, Pacquiao says it must be a real professional fight where both fighters take risks and battle.
Undefeated fighter, and you are.
Yeah.
What I can say is like he's a self-proclaimed GOAT.
Right.
Self-proclaimed GOAT because he can't even claim in which part that he can claim that he's the only. He cannot claim that he's the only undefeated fighter who retired. There's a lot of fighters, at least more than 15 fighters who retired undefeated. So, but I can claim with some of those. The only 8th division and the only fighter who became a world champion in 4 decades, 4 different decades. 90s, 2000, 2010, 2020. So, but I'm not raising my own chair. I let the fans decide.
Your chair high. Your chair is high already, man.
I mean,
that's it.
And you came 1 point away from having a belt in the 2020s. Oh no, you already had a belt in the 2020s.
2020, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So, pardon me. Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Sorry. Good. Yeah.
So that's 4 decades.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Jazz Mather says that because so much money is at stake, neither side is likely to give in. This is especially true when you consider the huge opportunities that come with a global platform like Netflix. It's made clear that Floyd Mayweather only cares about money, and he says that things should move forward once the full terms of the deal are known. Mather notices that the process is more difficult because Floyd is not directly involved in the talks, but rather lawyers are. He says that progress is being made, and that everyone is working toward a solution, even though there has been some back and forth and delays. A strict date has been set, which makes it feel like time is running out to finish the agreement. Mather is still hopeful that common sense will win because he believes that the money and attention from around the world will convince Floyd's staff to commit. He does say, though, that if the terms aren't met, other plans and legal action might be thought about.
And all that Floyd needs to see is, you know, whoever is managing or representing Floyd today. I personally,
it's hard to keep track.
It's hard to keep track. I don't know what's going on over there.
Have you been in negotiations over the past week since Floyd started backtracking?
The attorneys are.
So you not and who are they? Are they? They're dealing with Floyd's attorneys, not Floyd, correct?
Correct. We're dealing with attorneys. I mean, he's communicating with some of the other the production partners and such. There is direct conversation and stuff happening, but they just have to see the light as to the platform and the size of what Netflix is and what all opportunities it can bring.
So, Jazz, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
What is the deadline? Obviously, Netflix already announced that you have to. What is the hard deadline to get this resolved?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, what time?
14th. End of business day.
End of business tomorrow.
Yeah. And we're getting ahead. We're getting ahead. As long as he's got smart people around him that can see the size of the opportunity, then they can make him a lot of money, more money than he's made in the last 5.
Wade Plemon thinks this fight is definitely dangerous because it's based on the idea of two GOATs, referring to Manny Pacquiao, who is a world winner in 8 different weight classes. He says that even though the name sounds scary, neither fighter is at the top of his game anymore, even though they have big names. He says that Pacquiao looked good against Mario Barrios, even though he is 46 years old, showing that he can still fight at some level. Floyd Mayweather, on the other hand, has stayed busy in many demonstrations, including fights with Logan Paul and John Gotti III. He also keeps his reflexes sharp even when the opponents change.
This is supposed to be the two GOATs, like Manny Pacquiao, 8-division world champ. What are we talking about? And he doesn't necessarily look like that, but I will say Manny looked decent enough. I get 46 years old versus Mario Barrios, so he still got it at least to some degree. And we've seen Floyd in these exhibitions, you know, with Leah Gotti's stepbrother. If you know, you know. John Gotti III. We've seen him against Logan Paul. We've seen him in these Deji, these exhibitions where he still has his reflexes. He still can fight, but oddly enough, this might be a hot take. When I watch it this second time around, you know, Manny had the shoulder issue the first time in 2015, and they were still at the top of boxing, but their skills were fading. But this time around, them being a little older, a little slower, you may get a better fight out of it. Not necessarily a better looking aesthetically or higher skilled, but you may get a better, just a generally better fight. And again, you do something like this because it was, at the time, and still is, the most watched behind pay-per-view fight ever. They generated $600 million, I think, or something like that.
Plemon thinks that even though neither fighter is as good as they were in 2010 or 2015, the rematch might be more interesting because of how each one is now. It might not be the best version of either one, but it could lead to a more exciting fight than the first time they met. He also talks about how valuable it is for business, saying that their first fight made about $600 million and was the most watched pay-per-view boxing show ever. If a platform like Netflix took the place of traditional pay-per-view models, the impact could be much wider around the world. He gets why people think boxing should put more money into making new stars. But he thinks that big fights are still important as long as legends can still act and draw big crowds.
Netflix, which doesn't, I mean, yes, it has a paywall, but it's not pay-per-view behind that. you're going to get a lot of people that tune into this thing once again, just for that last go around, that last ride off into the sunset. So I listen, I don't think we're going to see anywhere near the skill that we would have seen had this been 2011, 2010 when it should have happened, but we still are going to get a decent enough fight. And I get both sides of the argument here when you're talking about, do we want to see it? Is it really good for the sport? Do we really need to see it? Are we going to have a better way of building the next generation of fighters to where we don't have to rely on these big one-off, exhibition type fights? I get all that and I hear it all, but I also think there's something to be said for if guys still have the ability, if they still are with it mentally and physically, and they still can draw a crowd, who's to say that we should stop them from fighting? It may not be the best look that this is who you get the biggest viewing numbers for, and that should be an indictment on boxing building its next generation.
That's all for the video today. Watch out. Until the next time.